we can have a school system where there's equal focus on music, on sports, on art, on theater, on academics as well, if we can develop that love for learning, I think that joy of learning comes in.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Great Principles, an educational and interactive talk show that brings together best school leaders of the country and beyond. So today we have a guest who is going to surprise you with her vigor, her style, her sense, her humor, and also her vision and thoughts. Whatever you are, be a good one, said Abraham Lincoln. We are so invested in our lives, and everything comes down to the performance of our duties and responsibility. We all strive to be the best parent, the best child, sibling, relative, boss, wife, mother, everywhere we just try to be the best. We must never forget that the best is always as per our capabilities, dedication, and devotion. Never ever question that. Never let anyone else outdown you as per think their measuring scale. It is all about you. Our guest today is a living example of this metamorphosis. Her journey of transformation from a student to a teacher is worth knowing. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Anupa Gnanakan, Director, Education, Acts Group of Institution, Bangalore, West Bengal, and UP. Welcome to Great Principal. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful welcome that was. Thank you.
I'm sure my viewers are going to get a lot of insights today because of the work that you are doing. So tell me, you claim to have more interest in extracurricular activities rather than academics. And once upon a time, learning was never your forte. And today you are leading and guiding so many young minds out there. So how this transformation occurred actually? What all happened? Take us back.
Actually, strangely, teaching was the only profession that I ever thought of, even though I hated school and even though I was having such a bad time. I don't know what it was. And today, when many students say, ma'am, how you were so bad in, you say you were so bad in school, you hated school. So, how can you be director of education? So I often say that it's because I had a bad time. It's because I hated it. And because I experienced being at the other end of the classroom where teachers favor only the good students and not the bad students. So being one of those bad students, I'm now in a position to make school a better place for those bad students as well. Not only just focusing on them, but to make it a wonderful experience for all learners. So that is why my bad experiences are helping me today to do to make schools a better place.
So how did this journey started? Did you just jumped into teaching profession or how step by step?
Yeah, so I did. It's not like I jumped into it. As soon as I finished college, and I studied psychology and English and everything, and then a friend of mine did a Montessori training course, and she was telling me about it. And in those days, 20 odd years ago, Montessori was not so talked about, but the way she described it sounded like something that I wanted to do, and so I did that. And at the same time, during the day, I volunteered at a school and helped out in the kindergarten. I always loved little children. And so I did this voluntary work in the morning and I did my course in the afternoon. And then automatically I joined Montessori schools. And so I've always been in early years, most of my life. Along the way, I got really interested in teaching kids with learning difficulties, because since I was one of those struggling students, I didn't have, I mean, maybe I did, who knows? I don't know. In those days, they never, identified that. But, I could see students who were struggling. And so then in one of my jobs, I came across, that was the first time, all these things have been happening only along the way. A learning support teacher joined our school, and we were also curious to find out what is this learning support. So I went and spoke to her, and she told me all about it. And then she told me about this course. So then all these courses are luckily part-time on the weekend. So while I worked, I did this course at the Spastic Society on teaching kids with, learning difficulties. And then I slowly moved into that. And then I took a break when I had a baby. And now I'm back more in an admin role, but, so more into teacher training. And so I'm now, helping teachers transform the classroom and to be able to reach out to every child. And slowly, I eventually hope to maybe start some learning support centers in our schools. So that has been my journey.
Wonderful. You have an incredible journey. And, it is said that the person who has gone through the same pain can help you better. So I'm sure the backbenchers, the back children, the weaker students, since you have been there and you know how it feels to be the one sitting there, you would be able to transform them better. And yes, the teacher transformation you spoke about, today our teachers need more hands in Durga Ma, trust me. I see teachers doing their best, trying to fit in the hybrid mode. It's not easy, and you are doing an incredible work out there too. Wonderful. So moving ahead in a conversation, to achieve our goals and fulfill our visions, we need a strong team. Without team, we are nothing. A single person cannot run the show. So how can schools develop a learning program that helps students identify their strengths too and guide them how to work in team, how to build their future further?
Yeah, I know teamwork is so important, right? And so I think, I think leadership is important as well. Having a leader with vision, um, having a leader with empathy. I think that goes a long way, and especially in building teams, and also having a leader who can trust the teachers, because I know in most schools there's this hierarchy, right? If I'm the principal, you teachers are down there, you have to do as you're told. And I was very fortunate to work in a place where that hierarchy didn't exist. So it was so that was a huge learning experience for me, to see that you can be empathetic, you can be understanding, you don't have to scream and shout, and yet your teachers will, do wonderful work. So that's the kind of culture that I'm trying to build in the schools that I work with. It's not easy. I have to say it's not easy. And but I think, not having too much of that hierarchy, and empathy and understanding and vision is very, and being up to date with all that's going on in the educational world, So if a leader can build that up in their team of teachers, and teachers also should be part of that team. It shouldn't be just the leadership team and the teachers. I feel like everyone should work together as one. And then I think, you can achieve greatness. And when I say greatness, it's not like being the best school or being, the top school that's mentioned in the newspaper. But for me, greatness would be if we can reach out to every single child, every single learner, even that quietest child at the back of the classroom, or the naughtiest child who doesn't seem to listen. So that's what I believe teamwork can achieve.
Great, ma'am. So here I have another question which is tickling my mind. Given the scenario, it is said that that children learn best with their peers, from their peers, and that is when actual learning happens. And today we have such huge syllabus to cover. We are just running behind it. How can we encourage more this peer learning in schools and help our children to learn to know each other better?
Yeah, that's a great question. And that's something that I have been really trying to talk to our school principals and teachers about, because somehow they just, this, at the end of the day, it's this hierarchy thing. They think that they're the student, they can't do this, but I have been reading about, and I have seen also in some of the places that I've worked in, how peer learning is so important. And I think we can start small. It doesn't have to be, I mean, we can't suddenly jump into it, but if we can start with maybe one student helping the other student with homework or with an assignment, letting them sit together and do an assignment together. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it because I haven't really done much about it. It's something that I have been thinking about a lot and I hope to achieve. So when I do have success with it, I will come back to you and tell you more.
That's wonderful, because what is practically applicable, that is what is the proven theory, and that we should all follow. So we'll look forward for that. And to all my viewers, we'll get back to it when ma'am have an answer for us, the tried and
Yes,
tested.
yes.
All right, so moving ahead. So to all my viewers, you are unaware, many of you, I guess, that ma'am runs a YouTube channel which her show is called Break Time Conversations, and where you have an opportunity to interact educators and bring out meaningful conversation and amalgamate all those wonderful thoughts. And I can see myself completely in the same position, and I can introspect, when I have guests and when I have a conversation with them, I introspect that, all right, oh my God, so much is going on. There is so much of change needed. So tell me now, has the experience of hosting brilliant minds changed you for better?
Yes, absolutely. And I was so interested to see that you do the same thing. It was so nice to see to see that. I'm still very new at this, and I can see that you're a seasoned host, interview host. So I think I should watch more of your interviews and learn more from you. But yes, absolutely. I really feel I have changed because I mean the whole reason why I started that channel was because in every introduction I say this, that I meet so many interesting people every day, and I have so many interesting conversations with them. And it would be great if it could be recorded somewhere, documented somewhere. And so that's why I started it. It's not to be out there and get subscribers and viewers. It's more for myself, kind of. And I have been learning a lot because I have actually, like, maybe previously I was only interacting with people in the early years educators, or maybe people with NGOs, working with NGOs. But now I find myself reaching out to more and more people, just for me to learn more. And yes, I have been learning so much about, leadership, different kinds of leadership, the kind of innovative things that some of these people are doing. And it may work for us, it may not work for us, but it's working for them, and that itself is inspiring. And there's so many interesting things that are out there. Sometimes we're so lost in our own little worlds that we don't realize that even that small person at the end of the road is doing something amazing. So it has really taught me about life itself, being able to step out of your comfort zone and do something for good, do something for the community, do something not only for yourself but for the people around you. So I have and I'm continuing to learn a lot from that YouTube channel. Yes.
Wishing you all the success for your channel to grow and to document more such inspirational stories.
Thanks.
For me, it's like, that when I meet and I have this conversation with people, I feel I've learned so much, which I wouldn't have even if I would have read 10 books. It actually changed me because man is a social person. When you connect to someone, you can relate to their stories well. And these educators, they have so much experience, so much learning, and so many formulas they have wherein we can bring about a change. So even I had the similar thought that let's document all these at one place so that we can have this journey. So there is so much common between us, and I'm completely enjoying this conversation today. It's like Seema versus Seema. So great.
Yes, me too.
So on this wonderful note, we reach to the very interesting segment of the show, which is called Rapid Fire Round. So here you have to answer in one word or a statement.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So my first question to you is: you spend your recreational time indulging in activities like?
Cooking.
Okay. Wow. All right. So which would be the quick tiffin time recipes for all my parents out there, given the scenario schools are opening and might not be?
Oh, so you want me to answer what would be a quick? I do lots of things in the oven. So throw everything into a tray and bake it in the oven. That's more than a sentence, sorry.
All right. So this is something quick and easy. You can just put it in the oven and get your kids ready for the school, and meanwhile
Yeah.
your tiffin's ready.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. So now tell me about a funny or a weird incident in your life.
Oh gosh, there are so many. There are so. Oh, I can't even right now. I can't think of something. Um, Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm not embarrassed to share this. That when I was younger, every time I laughed a lot, I would pee a lot too. Okay, I'm sorry if I should be talking about this, and yeah, so that used to happen a lot in school. I used to laugh a lot. And these accidents would happen, but everyone accepted me the way I was. They always said she has laughed a lot today.
Wonderful. When you accept, all right, so this is something going on with me, but people accept me the way I am.
Yeah, that was like a trademark. I mean, nothing bad. It was nothing bad. It was just she's a happy person.
You are an example for so many kids out there. They have some of the other issue. Leaking is a normal for many adults too. At times it just leaks. So you
Yeah,
are an example for them that it's okay. Accept
yeah.
your flaws and
It's
embrace
part
them.
of life. Yeah. I feel like I was born like that, so it doesn't matter.
Now, coming to the next question, sing your family song. I think your hobby, you love music, right? So, can we have a little statement, you a statement of your favorite song or a family song?
Okay. How much of the song would you like me to sing?
A statement or a two?
Okay, I will sing one line, and it does kind of um explain a lot about myself, my dad, who I learned so much from, and music as well. And that one line that is so beautiful says, "The best things in life are free." So the song talks about the sun, the moon, the flowers, the smiles, and all these are free. So that would be my family song.
Yeah, we are so lost in, just acquiring all the things that money can buy that we forget that the best things are actually free. So this
Yes.
song actually teaches a lot. Wonderful. Going ahead, the most liked dish you ever cook.
The most light dish.
Yeah.
Light as in weight light, or
The people, those who tasted the one they liked the most.
oh, the liked. Okay. I think lately there was something that I cooked that everybody really enjoyed, was a burrito bowl. I know everyone loves Mexican because it's become very popular. So I made it at home with all the different toppings, and we had to do it ourselves. And so burrito bowls is something that I can think of that everyone in my family liked.
Great. So we see we have an amazing cook here. We have a YouTuber. We have an educator. There are many things which we are yet to unfold about Anupa. So please stay on. So going ahead to the next question. What is your favorite genre in books?
um, I I have to be honest that I hardly read anymore because I really don't feel have the time anymore. But when I did read, I loved fiction and I loved crime. I really loved crime.
So a detective mind is also dwelling somewhere there.
Not really. I don't think I'm a very good detective, but I tend to go towards, even like if I'm looking for a show to watch these days, I look for crime, or a thriller or something like that. Even though I seem more of a romantic kind of person, I don't like I don't like romance. So
All right. So here we come to the last question of this segment, which says that share a few lines from your writing notes. We know that you keep writing, you keep noting down everything. So any one thing that you can share with us would be wonderful.
okay. Actually, what I wrote today was about what did I write today? I was going to write something. Yeah, I started writing about this whole the school suddenly going back to online classes. So I just started writing about that, and I didn't finish it. And I wanted to write about, how everyone's again in a flurry and wondering what to do and how we're going to. I mean, of course, going back to online classes is fine because they've all become experts, but teachers were really enjoying online classes. So I think I was going to talk about going from certainty to uncertainty again, something like that.
Absolutely. Our children are also looking forward to go back to school more, but something or the other.
Yeah, yes, I know. Poor kids, really.
So great to know you in this segment. We got to know that there are so many hidden traits that you have. You know, you write, you cook, you bake, you sing also pretty well, I guess, and then you are a YouTuber too. So it is great to know you. Now I have my next question to you. Who is the inspiration behind this multifaceted personality? You know, I would like to know that educator you look upon for your inspiration, advice, and support.
Okay, so actually, everything that I do today, I feel is because of my dad. And it's not just because, sometimes when he passed away a few months ago, and sometimes it's when the person passes away that you realize so many things. But he is really someone like he is an educator, he's a writer, he's a painter, he's a musician, he's everything. And he always encouraged me to, be who I am. Like, people would sometimes imitate the way I spoke because sometimes it's a bit childish, but he would always say, "That's who you are. It's fine." I giggle a lot, I laugh a lot, and I can be really loud. And my mom would always say, girls should be seen and not heard. I hate that line. She would always say that. And my dad would always say, "No, just be who you are." He always taught me to, don't be afraid to, if you get an idea, just go with it, just do it. So this whole YouTube channel thing also came because I really wanted to, honor him in some way for all that he did for me and for who I am today. And he really is an educator as well. He's written a few books on, he used to really propagate something called integrated learning, and integrating what we learn to our daily lives, integrating subjects one into the other so that just not standalone, things like that. So and he really encouraged me when I did my Montessori training, and he knew all about Maria Montessori, and I was like in awe of that. Everyone was like, "What are you studying Montessori?" But he knew everything, so I think he would really be the one. And when you say multifaceted, that's how I described him. He was truly multifaceted. I never saw him tired, I never saw him sit still. If he finished one task, he would just immediately move on to the next. So really, I think he would be the one.
Wow, and what beautiful lessons you learn from him. You know, I always keep telling my children, my younger ones, and all my students also that, whatever best is, be authentically yourself. When you are yourself, that is when you can reach out to people because you are so confident that being you that no one can copy you because it's you. So this is what even I totally agree with, and this is my fund of life too, that this is me. I am a UPite, so somewhere that UP is within me and it cannot go. So that is my style and that is me. So wonderful. It's great to know such beautiful thoughts and integrated learning. That is something I completely wish that all our educators should look forward. Ultimately, what is education? Integrating in our real lives. That is what is education. So great person to have as your guide. Always here, he's always there with you, right? So
Yes,
on
absolutely.
so on this beautiful note, we reach to the last question of the show, which is called Viewers' Choice Question. So my viewers keep sending me loads of questions, and this one I have picked for you. They say
Oh,
that we have boards and curricula, we have learning pedagogies and strategies. All these are meant to enhance learning experience of children in school. What we usually forget is not all children rank in same absorbing the information and producing it. The progress differs and depend greatly on cognitive ability. There are children with special needs, but not treated special in academics. What is being done to bring about an education system that treats children holistically? Every day I hear so many educators telling me, Seema, every children is unique and every child learn at their own pace. Then why do we evaluate them on the same ground?
yeah, that is truly something that I struggle with all the time. And even in the school that I'm currently, spending a lot of time with, it's all about exams, all about, it's really not, the focus is not on learning. The focus is just on getting those marks. And then at the end of the year, the big board outside where they put the high achievers and things like that. But yeah, so I know you started off the conversation with me saying about how I focus more on extracurricular activities. And I truly believe that, if we can have a school system where there's equal focus on music, on sports, on art, on theater, on academics as well. Academics is very important. I mean, sometimes I tend to downplay it a bit because, whatever, but it's true. It is very, very important. And I think mostly if we can develop a love for learning in our children, then I think even those who are not very good in academics in that sense, I mean, I believe everyone is good, but according to society or according to that principle, if someone is not good, if we can develop that love for learning, I think that joy of learning comes in, and it doesn't matter whether that child scores 90 or 50. If that child has understood, and if that child is happy in class, and if that child is enjoying and is able to contribute, stand up, and speak confidently, put his hand up and answer a question without being scared of being put down in the class, I think that's what it is. It really, curriculum and all on the board of exams, all those don't matter. It's just how we can treat each child the same and give opportunities to every child.
Beautifully answered. You reminded me of Gurukuls, something similar where age was no bar. You were learning everything, you were doing everything, learning from your peers also, and there was no pressure that you are going to be evaluated. You just was learning each and every skill, and at the end, all right. So how did he perform at every level? That was what was recorded as the final mark sheet of the child, that all right, so he is capable, he is worthy enough. Every child is worthy, but these skills he has learned. So beautifully answered, wonderful. So, ma'am, we truly enjoyed conversing with you. It was thoroughly an insightful conversation. I enjoyed, and I'm sure my viewers will do so. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And that rapid fire round really made me think. So thank you so much.